Hi there, I'm Eli Sipka, and this is the Apatros Review. Now, this is the fifth of a series of reviews where I revisit the Monogram 9, that infamous series of ultra-cheap Poverty Row horror thrillers, and a couple of comedies for them as well, that Bela Lugosi did as a 9-picture deal with Monogram, the cheapest of the Poverty Row studios of the 1940s, after producer Sam Katzman signed them on following the 1939 Edgar Wallace adaptation Dark Eyes of London, which by the way was also known as The Human Monster and was basically Monogram doing a distribution deal with a British studio. Now, these films ran from 1941 to 1944. I've decided to review these films each separately, as it's easier for the fans to look up these films and also to go a little more in depth on each film. So let's start, shall we? So in this episode we do the fifth one, and that is Bowery at Midnight. This was directed by Wallace Fox, who also directed the previous film The Corpse Vanishes, and this film premiered in USA on the 30th of October 1942. So basically the day before Halloween, 1942. Now, it was written by Gerald Schnitzer, who also did the story along with Sam Robbins, and produced by Jack Dietz and Sam Katzman, and stars Bela Lugosi, John Archer, Wanda McKay, Tom Neal, Vince Barnett, Anna Hope, and John Burks. Now, in this fifth film of the Monogram 9 series, Lugosi plays Professor Brenner, an esteemed university criminologist, teaching students on how to catch many types of criminals. But when the sun goes down, he takes on the alter ego of Carl Wagner, a friendly businessman who runs the Friendly Mission, a popular soup kitchen in Bowery, which has a large fan base of the homeless, the down on their luck, and those needing a place to stay for the night. The professor, being the genius that he is, uses the Friendly Mission as a base of operations for a secret third career as a criminal mastermind, recruiting any criminal who shows up there. He has extensive files on the city's underworld figures and their mooks to help him commit criminal acts like breaking the banks and jewelry stores. His wife definitely loves the nice presents he gives her all the time. And once the recruited mook is done with the job, he's simply dealt with fatally, and his body disposed of down a basement turned into a graveyard. For a long time, the police have no idea how to proceed with the case, but when one of their own goes undercover into the Friendly Mission posing as a crim and winds up being used by Brenner for his nefarious deeds, his girlfriend decides to take matters into her own hands, teaming up with Brenner's morphine-addicted doctor to put an end to the racket. Not a bad film, to be sure, with a clever plot that sounds good on paper, but the problem is that this is rather underwhelming, as there is nothing here that stands out in any real way, and not to mention a slew of plot holes, namely the most important one of the fate of the heroine's boyfriend, as the dead crims are turned into zombies, no, not the flesh-eating kind, but the doctor has an insurance plan against being betrayed by Brenner, and the cop boyfriend is apparently killed off as well, but returns in the end perfectly alive and healthy. You can see the script hasn't been gone over with a fine-tooth comb that well. Now, at the end of the day, Bowery Midnight is a fairly average film, sitting on C, 4 out of 10 grade on my grading ladder, that has some decent concepts that can be used for a modern movie if you rejig the script a fair bit to bring up today's standards, but ultimately you're going to need to be a little patient with these types of movies if you're of the present type of ADD-afflicted 5-minute attention span young viewer. Now, there's no gore or nudity here. This is just like the rest of the Monogram 9, squarely in the public domain, meaning you can find this practically anywhere that deals in free-to-acquire materials. Old VHS tapes, cheap public domain operated DVDs, internet movie download sites. Be a little careful with some of those, so they might give you a side or malware, and of course on YouTube. Okay, that's it for that review. Monogram 9 Revisited. Bowery at Midnight gets a C, 4 out of 10. It's average. It's kind of like in the middle rankings of the Monogram 9. Okay, I do not do requests, but if you have any questions about DVDs or films, just hit me up in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. Now, I was going to do this review yesterday, but unfortunately yesterday we had some pretty heavy raining, as you can probably hear in the background, and it affected the reception quite a bit. So, in fact, I managed to do it today. Okay, hope you guys are staying safe. Take it easy, and that's it for this review. See ya.